So today we will see the factors that are affecting the climate of India. Okay, so let us start our topic. As India has a varied and diverse climate across its vast geography, several factors influence the climate in different parts of the country. So let us understand each factor in detail, right? So the first factor that affects the climate of India is the latitude, that is the distance from the equator. India lies between 8.4 north and 37.6 north latitude. So this is the latitudinal, just the position of India, and the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23 degree 30 north, divide India almost into two halves. The southern part lies in the tropical zone, which is hot and humid, and the northern part lies in the subtropical zone, which is hot in summer and cold in winter, right? So now why it matters, why the latitude matters? The closer a place is to the equator, the hotter it is, okay? And sun rays are more direct near the equator and more slanted in the northern region. So that's why latitude is an important factor that is affecting the climate of India. So here we have seen the latitudinal distance from the equator of the India also, where it lies between 8 degree 4 north and 37 degree 6 north latitude. And we have also seen the Tropic of Cancer divide India almost into two halves, where southern part is hot and humid and northern part is hot in summer and cold in winter, right? So this is the first factor that affect the climate of India. Now, so the second factor is the distance from the sea. Here the places near the sea like Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata have a moderate climate. Secondly, places far from the sea like Delhi, Nagpur have an extreme climate. Okay, so they have very hot climate, and places near the sea have moderate climate. Now why it is like this? Water heats and cools slower than land. So the sea keeps nearby area cooler in summer and warmer in winter. And this effect is called maritime influence or continentality, right? So this is the second factor, that is distance from the sea also mattered in affecting the climate of a place. And here in India also it became an important factor, as we have seen some places are near the seas like the Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, right? So this is the second factor. Now the third factor is the altitude, that is the height above the sea level. Here the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. For example, Simla at 2200 meter is cooler than Delhi, even though both are at similar latitude. Now what is the reason behind it? Temperature decreases by about 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters of elevation. So mountains and hill stations are cooler than the plains. So the third important factor, that is the altitude, here the temperature decreases by about 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters of the elevation. That's why as higher we go, the cooler it becomes, right? So mountains and hill stations are cooler than plain. So this is an important factor that is affecting the climate of India, right? After latitude, distance from the sea and the altitude. Now the next important factor is the Himalayan mountains that are affecting the climate of India. The Himalayan form a huge wall in the north of India. They block the cold wind from Central Asia, keeping North India warmer than it would otherwise be. As we all know that Himalayan form a huge wall in the northern side of India, and they block the cold wind that just arises from the Central Asia. Now what is the reason behind it that it became a factor for the just affecting the climate of India? Without the Himalayas, India would be extremely cold in winter like the Tibet or Siberia. They also cause rainfall by forcing the monsoon wind to rise and cool. So that's why Himalayan mountains are also an important factor, as they block the cold wind, because if these Himalayas will not be there, then India would also become extremely cold, right? And these Himalayas also cause rainfall by forcing the monsoon wind to rise and cool. So this is one of the other factor. Now let us come to the next factor, that is the wind and the air pressure. India climate is influenced by seasonal wind, especially the monsoon winds. And there are two main types. Southwest monsoon, that is June to September. Here it brings heavy rain to most of the India. And northeast monsoon, that is October to December, bring rains to Tamil Nadu and southeast coast. Now, why wind and air pressure matters? This wind change direction with the seasons and bring rainfall essential for crops. That's why wind and air pressure are also important factor that affect the climate of India, right? Now, jet streams. So jet streams are fast moving winds in the upper layer of the atmosphere, and the western disturbance which are caused by these jet streams bring winter rainfall to northwestern India like the Punjab and the Haryana. Now, why it matters, why the jet streams matter? Even though they are high above, they affect rainfall patterns in winter. So that's why jet streams are also an important, just the factors that affect the climate of India, and they are fast moving wind in the upper layer of the atmosphere, right? Finally, ocean current. Ocean currents are the movement of ocean water that can be warm or cold. The Indian Ocean currents and the surrounding Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal influence the temperature and rainfall. How? Warm ocean currents increase humidity and rainfall, whereas cold currents can reduce rainfall in nearby areas. So that's why ocean currents are also an important factors, because they can affect the climate of India, and ocean currents are the movement of the ocean water that can be warm or cold, right? So these are the few factors that we have seen affecting the climate of India, where the first one is the latitude, then the distance from the sea, then altitude, Himalayan mountain. After that we have seen this one, wind and air pressure, and then jet streams and ocean currents. I hope this topic is clear to you, and that is the factors affecting the climate of India, right? So this much for this video. We will meet with the just next topic in the next video.